But yeah, the rodeo place.
Yeah, I opened for Night Ranger 3 years ago at a rodeo.
3 years ago, recently.
Recently.
Oh wow,
An hour outside of Reno.
you knew how that was gonna go.
I did, but it was Night Ranger. I couldn't say no.
You've been a comic long enough to know. Well, this isn't gonna go well.
This is Comedy on 11, where comedy and music come together and we turn it all the way up. I'm your host, Thom Tran. I'm here with my good friend, Brad Williams.
Yeah, man. Good to be here.
Thanks for doing this.
Welcome to my humble abode and my Robin Williams wall.
You know, as many times as I've been here, I don't think I've been in this room.
Oh, well, it's the office. So that
Probably.
that would make sense. You would actually make it run more efficiently, and I can't have that.
You're married to an Asian woman. I can't imagine it's not wrong.
Her side runs very efficiently.
You know what?
My side, not so much.
If I turn the cameras around, you can definitely tell
There's a divide.
whose side
Yeah.
of the room is whose.
Yep. Absolutely. Yes.
So the show's about comedy and music. We're both comedians. We love music. And I just thought this was a great way to bring the two things I love together with the first person I thought of as one of my close friends who I love dearly and who I've gone to a concert with you.
Yes. We went to see Pearl Jam together, which was awesome.
And I don't go to concerts anymore because I'm so old.
Yeah. There's a lot of concerts that when they come up, I go, yes. And then, like, when it comes to actually buying the tickets, I'm like, you kids go have fun.
You know what? That's a question I had for you because we're of the same demographic.
Yeah.
Did you do the thing when you were younger where you waited in line for tickets to a concert?
Man, I didn't start going to concerts until I had my own money.
Okay.
So that was like in my mid 20s, and even then it was like yeah, I'm normally a StubHub guy. Like I'm an aftermarket,
Right.
or I would go to the parking lot. I have bought tickets in a parking lot before.
That's not shady.
Yeah, it's not shady at all. So one time, this is not a concert, but one time I bought tickets to WrestleMania, scalp tickets outside, and this dad and his son also scalped their tickets, and we went in at the same time. His were fake, mine were real.
Oh, shit.
And I felt like, I'm a college kid. I should be giving this to the little kid and his dad, but I didn't. That's the Louis C.K. joke of I thought about giving my seat up to that veteran and therefore I'm a good person. Didn't actually do it.
Yeah.
I thought about it. So yeah. But I did. I think it was called Warehouse Music out here on the West Coast. But I have been a couple of times to Warehouse Music when the concert tickets went on sale. And it's so weird that you just do it from your phone now, or just do it from your computer, or you have like pre-sale words, and you get to do it before anybody or whatever. Like it's very strange. I'm just so last minute that I just wait for stuff to pop up, and it's like, all right, I'll go do. Now I know I'm free next week, so okay, I'll go aftermarket. But then I also had all the time at K-Rock.
Right.
Where when I was a frequent guest on the Kevin and Bean Show, which is a popular morning show out here in Los Angeles, I got to go to a lot of concerts for free.
That's why I got into radio, man.
I just said, hey, there's a Green Day concert coming up. They're like, yeah, we got a couple. And then they would just give me tickets.
That's literally why I started doing working in radio. I was like, I want free concert tickets and free CDs at the time.
And you got both. Now you got free concert tickets, and now you get neither.
Yeah.
So.
That hurts. It burns. A buddy of mine called me the other day, and he's like, hey, I got tickets to the suite for the Kings game, the suite we went to for my birthday.
Yeah.
He's like, I got tickets for the suite to the Kings game. I was like, I wish I had tickets to the suite for the Kings game.
Yeah, that's part of it, man. But it is a wonderful perk, and then it kind of goes away, and you're like, all right, I got to actually, be a person now and go online and wait in queues and pay transaction fees. It wasn't until my mid to late 30s that I was like, oh, some of these online ticket sellers are assholes.
Yes.
Don't over let a curse on them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, they're assholes. They're raking people over it. But that's a long way of saying yes. I used to wait in line.
Do you think there's something missing from the experience now that people don't have to do that we got when we did it, like go to we went to like Tower Records.
Yeah, Tower Records.
Yeah.
There is something missing. Obviously, I like it because sometimes they'd be like, all right, the tickets are on sale Thursday at 10 a.m. And if you had a normal job, you're screwed.
Yeah, or you were in school.
Yeah, or school. You couldn't do it. I know some kids, like, these are parents that either love their kids or their kids had photos of them doing nefarious things. Because I know some kids that had their parents wait in line.
Really?
Yeah, like they were in school Tuesday whenever the tickets went on sale. Their parents would wait in line and be like, I got your tickets. And like, I'd be like, wow.
Those are parents of the year.
Yeah, my parents would never.
No.
I don't know if I would. As a comic, I probably would. But hey, don't have to worry about that now because the phone. So
right.
It is more convenient, but there's something very also communal about waiting in line with people and be like, all right, we're here, we're gonna get the tickets.
Yeah.
And then seeing maybe make a friend, you're like, I'll meet up with you at the show. You wouldn't because you didn't have a cell phone,
right.
So you would have no way of contacting them. But yeah, something's missing, but I do think it's better now.
Yeah, I mean, there's that feeling of, yeah, maybe you were in school or you're at work, and then you got a cool story about playing hooky,
Yep.
and leaving school. I had a math teacher in high school who gave zero shits. He's on the verge of retirement, and he's the reason why I, as an Asian, failed math my junior year. He used to say,
"Shame upon the family."
Seppuku. Yeah.
Seppuku.
He one time said, just in the middle of math class, I want some donuts. Tran, go get donuts. He just opened the window. Like, I didn't go out. I snuck out his class.
Yeah.
As if he wasn't standing there.
Yeah, but he knew.
Yeah, he was just like, you can't go out the hallway.
Yeah.
And he was definitely one of those teachers who'd be like, hey, Van Halen's playing. I need to go get tickets. He would definitely go, yeah, get out of here.
Yes.
And I think the experience of like not having to do that is lacking in these generations, but it is easier.
Yeah, it is easier now. I don't know if you were ever waiting in line and then the person in front of you was a scalper. So they were buying like 80 tickets.
Yeah.
There were those people, and they did do that. They did rules eventually, like you only buy like 4 at a time per person one time. Statute of limitations is beyond. I'm good. One time I was hired to be the person that bought the scalp tickets.
Oh.
Because you can only buy like 8 at a time.
Okay.
So they would hire like multiple people to go wait in line, pay for the tickets, get the tickets. I forgot what the band was. I forgot what it was. But yeah, I bought 8 tickets.
That's some business acumen.
Yeah.
In there.
I got paid like whatever I got paid. Man, I had some weird jobs. But yeah, that was one of them. Yeah, so I don't know what band it was, or else I would apologize to the fans that didn't get to see them. Or maybe I would look back and go, I saved you your money.
Yeah. Is there a band, living or dead, defunct or together, that if technology failed and you had to wait in line for tickets, who would it be?
Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
I had tickets for Rage Against the Machine in Phoenix in June of 2020. Did anything happen that year? Oh, right.
Damn.
They had a reunion tour.
Yeah.
Planned.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen. And then they recently put out a statement like a couple of years ago where they're like, yeah, we're not going back on that. Like, we're not doing that tour, again.
Yeah, right.
So
last time we tried, there was a pandemonium.
Yeah, pandemic. So we didn't do that. So yeah, that would definitely be a band where I would wait in line to get the tickets to see Rage Against the Machine.
All right.
Yeah, I've seen Prophets of Rage, which is Rage Against the Machine with Chuck D and Be Real from Cypress Hill. I saw them perform, but I haven't seen the lineup with De La Rocha, depending on your accent. Yeah, I would wait in line to see them.
How important would you say music is in your life? Is it a thing that you have to have all the time, every day?
Yeah, like in the morning, like when you wake up and when I'm trying to wake up to get the kid off to school, there's definitely like a yacht rock, soft rock playlist.
Have you seen the documentary?
No, I heard it's great.
It's fantastic.
If you don't think my wife and I are not going to go see Toto at the Forum, That's a concert we're going to go see.
Yeah, isn't it like Toto and Steely Dan? Like a bunch of.
Toto, Christopher Cross.
Okay, holy shit.
Yes, we're just gonna wear some Hawaiian shirts and vibe out, man. I might. Someone gave me a bunch of microdose mushroom pills. I think I'm gonna take them that night.
Okay, all right. So you get up, you're getting the little one up. You've got some music on in the background.
Yeah. Then one of my opening acts, you are of course one, but then I have another named JB Ball who has such a great knowledge of music where he like shows me so many people. Part of my morning playlist is a guy named Tom Misch, who JB introduced me to. All I can describe his music as is it's a vibe. It's elevated coffee shop.
Elevated coffee shop.
It's not coffee shop. It's better than that, but it's elevated coffee shop. Like So that but then in the afternoon, definitely a lot of Offspring type playlist, Offspring, Green Day. If I'm getting ready to go out, there's like the Newfound Glory, because that's I'm the
we're 90s
early aughts 90s pop punk. If you sang with your nose, I like you. Right. I'm a fan of your band. Adam Devine makes the joke where every song started off with a time and a location. So every song was summer, the city, I met you, and it's that. Right. And then there's another, and then on the way to the Comedy Store, I usually do like a Dirty Honey playlist. You know Dirty Honey?
Yeah.
Love them. Yeah,
so great.
They sound like a band you would like.
Yeah.
And you usually put on the Dirty Honey playlist, you'll get some Van Halen, you'll get some older stuff too.
Yep.
And it's awesome. So yeah, that's like my fire up, get ready stuff.
What is your, and I think I know the answer to this unless it's changed. What is your current walk-up song?
My current walk-up song as a comedian is by a band named Wind Rose. The song is To Be a Dwarf. It is awesome. If you don't know who Wind Rose is, I'll describe it to you. The description.
I love the description.
It's really hard to for people to take me seriously when I give them the description. It's an Italian metal band that are not little people. They're all tall, but every song has to do with being a dwarf.
Right.
And when I say being a dwarf, I mean like the Tolkien style forging, battle axes, mining, that style of dwarf. Longer beards than mine. And every song has to. Their big breakout hit was a song called "Diggy Diggy Hole," and the current song that they have that I use is the song "To Be a Dwarf" by Wind Rose. It's like when we were in Europe together when I decided to change to this walk-up song. I was using Judas by Fozzy, but. Yeah, I had heard about Diggy Diggy Hole and then the Dwarf Mining Band or whatever, and then I brought it up and someone it was like a tech guy that said like, oh, they have a new song or something, or they have a new record.
Was it the tour manager or the guy in Oslo?
I believe so. American.
Yes.
But yeah, he had mentioned them and we're like, okay, and we started playing their new song To Be a Dwarf, and holy crap. Banger. Like it starts off and you're like, okay. Because when you think like dwarf metal music, you're like, all right, how good can it really be? Yeah. But a lot of pan flutes. And then you hear
flowing ground.
Yeah. And then you hear it, you're like, damn, this thing slaps. So yeah, To Be a Dwarf by Wind Rose. Great song.
How often do you change your walk-on song?
It has to be when something strikes me.
Okay.
I would love to be the guy, like, I used to come up, so I did Avenged Sevenfold's podcast, Johnny Christ. He's a great guy, and we ended up becoming friends, played some golf together, so I found a song by Avenged Sevenfold to walk up to because I like Johnny Christ, he's a friend. I came up to Shinedown Diamond Eyes for a while because I'm friends with the guys in Shinedown. Mm-hmm. They're cool. Met Chris Jericho, and he's great. And he's had me on his cruise multiple times. As of this recording, I'm leaving tomorrow for the 6th one. And so Chris Jericho's a friend. So he has a band called Fozzy. So I started coming up to the song Judas. And then this song, I don't know the guys in Wind Rose. I've DM'd with them.
Right.
They respond. but yeah, it's just what struck me.
Okay.
So this will be my song until something else comes along that makes me go holy shit. But I think this one's gonna be the song for a while.
Yeah.
It's too on the nose.
Right.
It's too perfect.
Do you think it's important for comics to have a walk-on song? Do you think it adds to it or takes it away when a club doesn't have like walk-on music?
I think it is good. I think it's just one little addition. Like, I'm a pro wrestling fan, and there's something about like George Lopez always comes out to Lowrider, and there's something about it. Like, you're at a George Lopez show, you're ready for George, and then all of a sudden you hear the dun 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 dun, and you're like, it's time. Like, there's something about that, and you can get an energy going. Whether it be an energy you want, it could be an ironic energy, but like, you know, like if you're Stephen Wright or a slow talking like Norm Macdonald, you probably shouldn't come out to Duality by Slipknot. You know, like
Good pull.
it doesn't make sense.
Right.
So, but like you come out to Wigwam Bam? No.
Yeah, Wigwam.
Yeah, Wigwam. But do you really want to taste it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You come out to that, and it's just it fits. It fits you.
Right.
It fits your comedy. So if you can find a song that really compliments you and gets the crowd going, one of my openers, her name is Sarah Keller. She wears so much rhinestones and fringe.
Please tell me it's a Dolly Parton song.
And she's so white. So she comes out to Jason Aldean. She's country, and that's like how it hits.
Right.
And it lets everyone know, got it. She's country.
Got it.
So like,
Got it.
it can really set the stage for you, and especially if you're playing theaters. Like, theaters are big.
Yeah.
Make it big. Make it
Yeah.
epic. Make it something large that people think that, yeah, I'm seeing a comic at a theater and this is going to be awesome.
Right. What's the worst song you've been brought up to?
Oh man. This is really easy because for me it was always like when I would first start headlining or even feature, sometimes I'd go up to the sound guy, or the sound guy would come to do the little the sound guy always does a little pre-interview.
Right.
And sometimes they'd go to the headliner and be like, all right, what's your walk-up song? And they would get it. And then they'd look at me and go, I got yours.
Oh, no.
And I'd be like, oh, that's not going to be good. And multiple times this has happened where the sound guy would start playing the Oompa Loompa song and like the, you know, and I would hear that and go, all right, like, let's do that. And I almost want to look at the audience like, that wasn't my choice. like, you know,
I find that a little disrespectful.
It was.
Yeah.
The sound guy's like, here's where I get my joke in.
Yeah. Like early in my career, it was always I'm turning Japanese.
I was about to say, if it's I'm turning Japanese,
you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, that's the hackiest shit.
Yeah. Also, not Japanese.
Right. Tokyo Rose. Also, I used to get that.
Oh man. Yeah. It's like, to me, that doesn't set the stage for my type of comedy and or what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so that was the worst song. That was
it's like the Bulls games in, I don't know if they still do it, but they had that intro that you hear that and you're like
from North Carolina, and you just get ready for Jordan.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, sometimes I had sound guys play Skilo, I Wish I Was a Little Bit Taller, which to that one I was like, at least it's got a beat.
Right.
At least it's like, all right, it's kind of fun. But yeah, just let the comics pick out their own song. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. It feels like sometimes when you go up and there's either no music or it's like a weird song or a song that doesn't fit the comic.
Yeah.
You're like, you feel the vibe immediately, like why am I going? You know what? Sometimes, like I often, I mean, I'm wearing a Wu-Tran shirt. I go up to Wu-Tang sometimes and the sound guy will be like, really?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yes.
I know you weren't.
Yes. Also, but there's some of them that are like, they're like, if Ryan Hamilton came out to straight hip hop, like old school style hip hop, you'd be like, okay, that, like, it's funny because it's such a juxtaposition.
Yeah.
And it's not what you're expecting. You know, if Kevin Hart came out to Alan Jackson, Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee.
Which has one of the greatest lyrics ever in it. Way down yonder in a Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie's coochie.
Yeah.
That's a lyric.
Yeah.
Someone wrote that and went, done.
I worked in country radio when that song was a hit.
Oh, man.
And every time I'd be like, I'm going to get fired. This is the day.
Yeah.
This is the day.
By the way, did they make you, did they have you bleep it? Was it bleeped?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that like one of those like yin yang, like the opposite of the yin yang twins, where they like no one knows what we're saying, but the people that do?
Yes.
Because like yin yang twins are like we put skeet 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 in a song. These white people have no idea what this means.
Someone told me there was a like an intramural like Air Force Academy basketball frisbee something some team.
Sure.
And they had skeet 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 on their shirt. And none of the cadre knew what it was.
Perfect.
And they made it the entire season.
Perfect.
Up to the finals. Like, they made it to the championship game with skeet, skeet, skeet on their shirt.
Yep.
And then finally some lieutenant was like, hey, sir, do you know what that means? And the commander goes, no. And he told him the next day the jerseys had to get changed.
Oh, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Don't be the guy that tattles.
Yeah.
Let it happen. Have him put skeet, skeet, skeet on the trophy. That would have been better.
What was your first music concert?
Oh, I still remember it. My first concert was Pennywise. I'm a local SoCal guy, and they played the Long Beach Arena. Pennywise, they had a couple songs in the 90s, early aughts that got famous. Fuck Authority, but their big one was probably Bro Hymn Tribute. And that's where the chorus goes, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, big band around here in SoCal. Saw them at the Long Beach Arena. I was in either junior high or high school. Saw them, and at the end of the show, had to go to a payphone and call my dad to pick me up because in the mosh pit of Pennywise, I lost my phone, I lost my keys, and I lost my shoe. Just one. And I've been out there, and my dad's like, you lost all these things? And everyone's like, oh, that must have sucked. I'm like, no, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Because that was back when you lost your phone. It was like, I just lost numbers, which I have written down in this address book.
My Rolodex on the desk.
Yes, because I also have this. It's not all your whole life in your phone. It wasn't a big deal. I still remember the phone I lost. And then losing your car keys was like, all right, I got a spare and I'll just get a new one. But yeah, my dad had to come pick me up at like midnight or 11 o'clock, and it was like kind of embarrassing.
But also, payphones were still around.
Payphones were a thing. Yeah.
Was it 25 cents or a dime?
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
And now it's like if you lost your phone, what would you do? Well, your friend would have a phone.
Right.
Or you'd have to come up and be like, hey, to somebody, be like, hey, I need to use your phone. Can I give you something as collateral? Yeah. So I'm not just gonna take off with your phone. Because someone comes up to me and says, hey, I need your phone. I'd be like, fuck off.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the first thing I do is freak out because like your whole life is in this thing. Yeah. Did you hear that story about Kirk Hammett, who had hundreds of hours of riffs recorded into his iPhone memo and didn't back up the phone, and then lost the phone, and then lost hundreds of hours of riffs? I used to tell this story to people when I worked at the Apple store. Yeah. And I'd be like, let me explain how important it is to back up your phone, not to the cloud, to your computer. Right. On we could have had albums worth of Metallica.
Albums. Yeah. They did okay.
I think they're doing all right. I think and it was recent. It was probably in the last 10 years or something. Yeah,
but at the same time, like, I can't imagine. I'm writing a new hour right now, and I have my notes backed up because, I need those notes.
I have multiple. I literally just bought a new phone for the first time in 4 years, and I kept the old one. Remember how little my old phone was? I kept it because I love it more than the other ones, and it's just like my backup. Yeah. Everything just goes to that. What was your first comedy show?
First comedy show? Easy, because that was the day that I knew that I was going to be a comedian. I was 18 years old. I went to go see Carlos Mencia at the Brea Improv. I just turned 18. Me and my buddy had watched his Comedy Central Presents, and it was awesome. And we're like, we're going to go see that guy. And then we did. And then we liked him so much that I went back for Father's Day, and I brought my dad because it was like, oh, he talks like you do. This is gonna be great. And then Mencia starts making midget jokes, and the audience around me is not laughing. The audience in general is.
Right.
And Mencia goes, "What, is one of them here?" And I raise my creepy little hand in the air, like, yes, one of them is here. And he calls me out, and he calls me up on stage. He says, "I want to talk to you."
Yeah.
And he starts asking me questions. I answer the questions. Honestly, I wasn't trying to be funny. But my answers got laughs from the audience, and it was in that moment that I knew I was going to be a comedian.
Right.
I was like, this, right there. So, yeah, that was my first comedy show, was with my buddy Ozzy Vedengas, who is, I just found out yesterday, I'm going to be the best man at his wedding.
Oh, excellent.
So,
Congratulations, Ozzy.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to roast him in a speech. It's going to be great. I've known this guy for like 30 years. He's fucked.
Terrible idea to have a comedian.
I told him that when he asked me. I go,
Yeah.
do I still get to do the speech? Because that's not a smart idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be brutal for him.
I had a friend who asked me to MC his promotion ceremony. He's a Navy commander. And I was like, you understand what you're asking me to do?
Yeah.
He goes, I'm fully expecting it. I was like, all right. Be prepared to not get promoted.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say some shit that will get you busted down.
Yeah. And the thing is like all the best man, whatever speech tropes of like, I'm not going to walk up to be like, remember the girls, all the girls you fucked. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm good. So I'm going to go deeper. Like, I'm going to find things. And so that's going to be fun. But yeah, that was my first comedy show.
Music and comedy. I don't remember. I think it was Dave Grohl who said it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him saying it and thinking, that sounds like bullshit. He said one time, musicians want to be comics and comics want to be musicians.
Yes.
Do you think that's true? And how do you think those two worlds are similar or different?
Love this question because I talk about this a lot. So yes, I think it's true because every rock star I know tries to be funny or say something in between the songs. Freaking Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones. I remember seeing the Rolling Stones at the Honda Center, the old Arrowhead Pond where the Ducks play. And he had a bit in between songs. You're Mick fucking Jagger.
Right.
You're the coolest man on the planet. And he goes, all right, we're in Anaheim. Everyone cheers. And he goes, did you guys drive here or did you take the monorail?
Jesus Christ.
And in my head, I'm like, what 2-bit fuck comic is on the road with him? Yes. Who wrote that for you, Mick? Or did you write it yourself? But yeah, I do believe that a lot of, like, I don't think Kurt Cobain wanted to be a comedian.
Right.
But I believe a lot of rock stars do want to be comedians. The only one I've seen two that are too good at it. It drives me nuts. Michael Bublé.
Oh, okay.
Too funny. I saw him in concert, and in between songs in Vegas, he was jokes, bars, and I was like, son of a bitch, like,
and he's handsome,
and he's handsome, good. He sings, it sucks. I'm not doing the bit justice, but it's America, so there had just been a mass shooting, and he was on there, and he was saying like, yeah, I know we're all going through a hard time right now with what just happened, and and then he goes, yeah, as we all know, your Golden Knights beat my Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs, and everyone just but he had it.
He had the timing.
Yes, and that's such a difficult joke to pull off.
Right, especially that's ballsy too.
Yes. So Bublé, well done, and it hit in the room. So he's too funny, and I hate him. And then John Mayer. John Mayer could be a comedian, and I hate him for that because he's good looking. You play guitar. You're a maestro at guitar. Like, you're a genius at guitar. So yeah, the only thing we have with John Mayer is that he looks like he swallowed acid when he sings. He's got that like does
that's
this
the
little
blues guitar.
throat.
Yeah, that's
this like he does that. That's the only thing we got. But he's funny as hell. I've seen him do sets at the Comedy Store.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I know he's friends with Chappelle, obviously, from the skit.
he's toured with Chappelle, where they did a show together. I saw them rehearse for that show in the belly room of the Comedy
Holy
Store.
shit.
It was awesome. And yeah, Mayor was really funny, and it pissed me off. So those are the only guys that could do it. So yes, rock stars want to be comedians. Comedians, of course, we want to be rock stars. That's why the show, the goddamn Comedy Jam, is amazing. But then to answer your second part of that question, comedy and music really go well together because when you do comedy long enough, you find out that comedy is music. It's a different type of music, but there's a music to it. There's a rhythm to jokes. There's times when and you have to get the punchline in a certain area that makes sense to the rhythm. I've seen guys killing so hard, and very rarely it's also happened to me, where your joke rhythm is so defined that even if you fuck up a joke, as long as it's in the rhythm, the audience, well, he went ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, so we laugh. Like, and I've done it a few times where I've fucked up a joke, but I'm just doing really well that night, and I got him in. Like, there's just certain comedians where I feel like their rhythm is so well defined that you know where to laugh and you expect to laugh. The primest example of this, for me as a white person, is Bernie Mac on Def Comedy Jam. His set on Def Comedy Jam when he's young Bernie Mac. The pants are very loud. That's where he goes on stage and starts off going, "I ain't scared of you motherfuckers."
Yeah.
It's that set. He starts, now for the context for those watching or listening, everyone had bombed that night and the crowd was really bad, really angry, and they were just obliterating all the comics. And Bernie Mac comes out in this loud outfit and starts a set off by just staring at the audience going, "I ain't scared of you motherfuckers," and then goes into a rhythm. And I can't understand what Barry is saying.
Yeah.
But I'm still laughing.
Right.
It's just kick ass, and he's just and he's doing it so well that it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
legendary.
Yeah, that's tapping into a rhythm that is so good that the audience will follow you. And just like there's styles of music, I believe there's styles of comedy that have different types of rhythms. Like if you're a rock star comedian, we know what those rock star comedians are. You know, those high energy, high bits. I would say Bill Burr, rock star comedian. Sam Kinison, rock star comedian. But then you have Chappelle. I would say Chappelle is jazz because you never know where he's going. It sounds like he's improvising. Right. A lot of times he is.
Right.
But he just gets you on the rhythm.
Right.
And once you kind of figure out a comedian's rhythm, and we've watched it happen a million times, where you're at a comedy club, you see a comic go up, kill a certain way, and then the next comic is not like that comic, and there's a little bit of a time where they have to like get them on their rhythm. Right. So if Taylor Williamson goes on after Bill Burr, those are two completely different styles of comedy, but both are funny.
Right.
So Taylor just has to get the audience on the rhythm. It's hard to do, but if he does it, then he's going to be fine.
Right. What was your first experience with like musical comedy? Was it like Steve Martin?
Stephen Lynch.
Stephen Lynch. Okay.
Stephen Lynch. That Comedy Central Presents was so good.
That's the reason I do.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Lynch?
Yeah.
Oh, God, man. Yeah, Stephen Lynch's Comedy Central Presents. There's a song about, but if I were gay. Yeah. And because he was the first act I saw where the comedy and the music were perfectly melded together. Yeah. Whereas I feel like a lot of guitar comics use the guitar because their jokes are not funny. And they know that they can stop playing guitar and the audience will clap.
Right.
For those outside the industry, there are certain things that comedians look upon as kind of cheats, and guitar is definitely one of them. But if you can meld them together where no, the guitar enhances the comedy, right, and the comedy enhances the guitar. Like if it's this perfect symbiotic relationship, then it's not a cheat at all. Then it's just like, oh no, that's what you should do. The problem is that most time you have to figure out how to do comedy, and you'll suck for a little bit
Right.
trying that. I would say the same thing of impressionists, because you could go on stage and say like, here's an impression of Christopher Walken mowing his lawn, and just walk out there. The grass is so long, like just do that. The audience will applaud at the end of it, even if they're not laughing.
Right.
They'll applaud. So it's like a cheat. But then you get amazing impressionists, your Frank Caliendos and stuff out there that, no, the bits are funny. The impression just happens to take it up to the next level.
Right.
So yeah, that's
There's
what
substance behind it.
Yeah. So that's what I would say. Stephen Lynch was the first one where it's like, just the song was good. Like you could tell he knows how to play guitar. He knows how to write a song. And then the jokes were good as well. And now it's like, now there's some great comics doing it. When I watch you do it, it's fun. Bo Burnham is amazing at it. But yeah, there's definitely some musical comedians out there that are really good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel even now that it's because guitar comedy is so looked down upon.
Yeah.
That I do like you said, a lot of comics know the cowboy chords. They know the 4 chords, and they do a parody.
Yep.
And even I'm like, that's hack.
Yeah. So it's like, I'd say only do guitar comedy if you're a really good guitar player.
And a songwriter.
Yeah, and a songwriter. And rhythm, songwriting. Like, one of the reasons why Bo Burnham's special is so great, his song with Inside,
Right.
is that those are really good songs.
Right.
The Lonely Island, they're amazing because their beats are fucking phenomenal.
Right.
And they write good hip hop songs that you
Right.
could play in the club, whether you know the lyrics are hilarious or not. Like,
I Just Had Sex.
so
Dude,
great.
I run to that song.
Yeah.
The beat and the rhythm is so, like, it has nothing to do with the lyrics, which are hysterical.
Yeah.
But you get Akon in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I will run
Yeah.
2 miles with that song on repeat.
Perfect. I'm on a boat with T-Pain.
Yep.
Great. It's a great song. It doesn't need the comedy, but the comedy just enhances
Right.
it.
I did a night one time. I was in the little room at Flappers, and someone goes,
The Yoo-Hoo Room.
the Yoo-Hoo room, and someone goes, Sandler's manager is here. And my heart sunk a little just because I'm like,
Wait, the old school manager? Sandy?
I don't know if it was the old
okay.
school guy.
Okay.
But
'Cause the old school manager
it was a
is
younger
legendary.
cat.
Yeah.
And like for some reason, like my heart sank, and I think it's because of that. People look down upon it. Like Sandler's guitar stuff. When Sandler comes up with a guitar, it's legendary.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
And I'm not there. I'm not like I used to do the joke. Before I got serious about bringing the guitar back into the act.
Yeah.
I'd do the joke where I got up and I'd go, "Hey, look, a comic with an acoustic guitar, exactly what no one asked for
Yes.
tonight." And just to like get that first initial pop, because I know it's going to take a second for people to go, what is this going to be?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but yeah,
But then you prove it to them. And then once you're in, great.
yeah,
You're in.
and that's one of the reasons I want to do this show, because like I do love music so much, and I
Yeah.
love comedy so much, and I have friends who are like, we have friends who are literal rock stars, which is insane.
That's weird.
And it's this world of like comedy and music go together. Wasn't Chris Porter, who was he doing shows with?
Oh, he was
Jelly
doing
Roll.
Yeah, he was doing shows with Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
And Jelly Roll loves comedy.
Yeah.
And had Chris Porter doing shows with him, had Josh Adam Myers and the goddamn Comedy Jam opening up for him. And it worked.
Yeah.
And it fucking worked. Yeah, you can have, like, when I did the Ryman Auditorium, I had rock stars. Zach Myers from the band Shinedown, he came up on stage with Chris Porter, and we played NSYNC's Bye 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 together, sang that at the Ryman Auditorium with Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, and then we sang.
None of those words should go together.
I know, but they did, and it was the Reese's peanut butter cup of comedy and music. And then we played. I sang a Backstreet Boys song, "I Want It That Way," with Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, because why the fuck not?
Why not?
And then we're at the Grand Ole Opry, so we closed with Garth Brooks' "Friends in Low Places." So yeah, and the whole crowd's singing along, and that was a really special night. So when you could get comedy and music together, it's really like, look at Tenacious D, for God's sakes. Same example. Their songs are good.
Right.
then the comedy is added to it, and the comedy thankfully is also good.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult to go there, know 3-4 chords, and just do that, and then it's like no. You have to be good at what you're doing.
Yeah, and storytelling and songwriting, just like joke writing, and like you said, there's so much the same with the rhythm and the timing.
How many times have we listened to a song that you've heard a million times, and you're listening to it going, I know what happens in this song. I'm hoping it doesn't happen this time.
There's a Brad Paisley, Alison Krauss song,
Okay.
"Whiskey Lullaby."
Okay.
And the video is like it's in the video it's Rick Schroeder.
Wow.
Not even Ricky. Rick Schroeder.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the saddest, most beautiful song.
Yeah.
And I know how it goes and I know how it ends for that.
Yeah.
And every time I'm like, maybe not this time.
Maybe not this time.
Maybe not
Yeah,
this
and it's the
time.
same song, same
Yeah.
recording. Can't change.
Yeah.
You know. There's there's unintentional comedy music. There's a country song that was really popular like a year and a half ago. Called "Wait in the Truck." Oh my God, you got to hear this song.
All right.
I'll summarize the song. Guy's driving down a road in a town he's never been in before. Sees a woman on the side of the road, and he says in the song like, "I could tell what's happened to her," and he goes, "Where is he?" And she kind of must give him the directions or whatever. And he goes, "Cool, wait in the truck." And he goes,
Oh, I love this already.
He goes to the trailer park where he's from. Doesn't ask any details like, hey, what does he look like?
Right.
What's his name? What was the fight about? Just sees bruises on her and goes, wait in the truck. In the song, he goes, didn't knock on the door, kicked it in. And then the guy's watching TV and he says, I didn't wait for him to say, I just pulled out my gun and shot him twice.
Christ.
So he breaks it. He sees a woman who's got some bruises on her and looks like she's been through it, which I'm not saying is funny. That part is awful.
Right.
But then doesn't interrogate, doesn't get details, just goes, who did this?
Yeah.
This guy? Cool. I'm in a town I've never been in before. Fuck it. I'm like, do I ask questions? Maybe the guy who did this is in the bathroom. That's his friend watching TV. Nah, I'm just gonna go in there. Boom, boom, boom. Kills the guy, and then he says, "Didn't run. Just grabbed his cigarettes and smoked them out front and wait for the cops to come get me."
That is gangster shit.
Yes, and then he goes to jail, and then the girl continues to visit him in jail. But like they don't fall in love or anything.
Right.
She's just like, hey, thanks for
I mean, the Dixie Chicks had a song years ago.
Earl has to die.
Earl has to die.
Yeah. Goodbye, Earl.
And that
yeah.
video was dark as shit.
Yeah.
And a comedy song.
Yeah, because the song's happy, so you're like, we're fine. We're having fun here.
And I think it's that juxtaposition. Like when I write a comedy song, like Lorraine, my girlfriend, has said, you know, if these lyrics weren't about lesbians, this would be like a top 40 banger of a song.
Yeah.
Like the juxtaposition of the words, which are silly or ridiculous or whatever, with the beautiful music.
Yeah.
I think that for me is comedy.
Yeah. If you have classical music and a guy singing about farts, that's gonna be funny.
That's funny.
That's gonna be funny.
Have you ever opened for a band?
No. But I have been told that Jelly Roll has told me that if I'm ever at another one of his shows and he knows I'm there before the show rather than after the show,
Okay.
that he said he'll throw me up.
Okay.
I do not want to do that.
I opened for
'cause-
Night Ranger, and it was
Oh man, really? No.
it
never
was
good.
no, it was in what's that the place where they do rodeos? It was
Oh.
like a
Okay. Like
it was a rodeo essentially.
yeah,
They put a stage.
Not country, so I'm sorry. I'm getting some guys screaming at the screen
Yeah.
right now. What it is? It's the freaking bowl ring, you dumb motherfucker. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's a barn. I don't know. But yeah, the rodeo place.
Yeah, I opened for Night Ranger 3 years ago at a rodeo.
3 years ago, recent.
Recently.
Oh wow.
an hour outside of Reno.
You knew how that was gonna go.
I did, but it was Night Ranger. I couldn't say no.
You've been a comic long enough to know, well, this isn't gonna go well.
And here's the thing: we drove up there from LA,
Yeah.
like 9-hour drive.
Yeah.
And the next morning, I went for a run because I do, and I ran to the address for the venue. And in my head, I got there. I was like, "Well, this can't possibly be it. It looks like there's literally horse shit on the ground right now."
Yep.
And then I look over, Night Ranger's trailer. I was like, "Oh, this is it.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be
Yeah. Yeah.
fantastic."
That's, yeah. Any young comics. While comedy and music go together, it's the comedy before music that is the oil and water, not the Reese's peanut butter cup. The opposite. That is
Especially when they don't know or give a shit that you're gonna be there.
Yeah. If you tell me, oh, Bill Burr is opening for the Foo Fighters, fuck yeah. I like Bill Burr. I like the Foo Fighters.
Right.
Done. But if you tell me, hey, you're going to go see, I don't know, Greta Van Fleet, and there's a alt comic going on before, I'll be like,
That you've never heard
that
of.
you've never heard of. No.
Right.
I don't want that.
The boos start immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately the boos started.
Yeah, I will say I got to watch one of my friends do this, and this worked. This was one of the rare occasions where it worked. I watched Dean Del Rey open for Metallica.
But that's Dean's vibe.
Exactly. It fit.
Yeah.
So when you get stuff that kind of goes together, then that can work. Because I did open for Jelly Roll one time, but it was... I did the goddamn comedy jam. So they opened, and then they said, now we're going to bring out Brad Williams to sing Ba with the Ba. So
Holy shit.
I'm not really opening for Jelly Roll in comedy. I'm going out and I'm doing music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. That part was fun. But if I was going out there to do jokes before, for a bunch of people that are going to go see Jelly Roll who says, I make music for broken people, that's not going to go well.
No. No.
They're there for cathartic let it out, not hey.
Yeah. Look at me. Listen to my crazy thoughts in my head.
Yeah. No.
Well, thank you so much for this. We're going to wrap
man.
up with one last question.
Okay.
And I think this is going to be my closing question for all of these shows.
Ooh, okay.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, easy. Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way.
Okay.
It's
Why?
Why? Because everyone knows it.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not, you know it. It's kind of the ironic, like, I'm not a Backstreet Boys fan.
Right.
So it's like...
It's also 4 chords. It's very easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's one of those, like, Swedish...
Yes.
Yes. There's Swedish songwriters that have written, like, every major pop hit, and because English is the second language, the lyrics are always a little bit off. Hence, I Want It That Way, or, like, what
What way?
what way?
Bacon on top?
Yeah.
Or lettuce on top?
Yeah. I don't know. There's a doc on Netflix all about it. Watch it.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked how many hits are written by like the same dude. So yeah,
Desmond Child wrote like almost everything for Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Like most of those bands through the 80s.
Yep. So yeah.
Are you good at singing it?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's the key to a good karaoke song, in my opinion. Everyone has to know the damn song. If you're going up singing the weird B-side from a Queen record, no. The deepest cut you can go with Queen is maybe Fat Bottom Girls. Maybe. But mostly if you're doing Queen, you're doing Bohemian Rhapsody, you're doing Don't Stop Me Now,
Right.
you're doing one of those.
Bicycle is definitely not.
No. And that's not to say it's a bad song. It's a great song.
Great song.
But people don't know it. They have to know the song, and either you have to be good or you have to be shitty, but sell it.
Yeah.
If you're shit and you can't sing, that doesn't matter. Sell it. If you go, like, I can't sing Bonnie Tyler Total Eclipse of the Heart, but you best believe if I go out there, I'm going to sell the shit out of it and pretend I can.
Yeah.
You know, change the key. So I like to pick songs that are in a key that I could actually hit. I Want It That Way. There's a lot of Pearl Jam songs where I can do an Eddie Vedder sort of falsetto, like like that's not as good as Eddie Vedder, but it's
in the ballpark.
It's Timu's
The Wish.com.
Wish.com Eddie Vedder. You know, it's not quite, but there. So like I'd like to pick songs in my range.
Okay.
But yeah. So like Love. What's the other one I love doing? I love doing Poison Talk Dirty to Me. That's a fun one. But yeah, I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. If I'm busting that out, everyone's gonna be going nuts.
Because you just hear the intro.
Yeah,
Those-
and you hear the guys go, "Oh,"
Right.
and the girls go, "Yay!"
Yeah.
But then by the end of it,
some of the guys are going, yeah.
yeah, they're going, they're off, they're going for it. I love that song.
One more thing before we wrap. Can we talk about the movie?
Yeah, yep.
So the name of this show, Comedy on 11,
Yeah.
is obviously a reference to one of the greatest skits and bits in a musical mockumentary of all time, Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap.
Yep.
Where they're looking at the amp and goes, well, this one goes up to 11.
Yeah.
You just
Every
need
amp goes to 10.
Yeah.
Not this one.
This one, just one louder.
Yeah.
So that's how I came up with the name of the show. Like
Great.
turning comedy up to 11,
Yep.
cranking it up past 10.
Yep.
Just happens that I asked you to be the first guest on this show
Yeah.
because you are going to be
In Spinal Tap 2, the sequel, they're doing it. Only 30 years later, longer. Really excited. I shot it. It's done. It's ready to go. I don't know where it's even gonna be yet. I haven't heard, but yeah, all the original cast is back. I cannot say what my role is, but if you've seen the original, not hard to figure out.
Yeah.
You can kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Can you tell the story about that British piano player?
Yes, I can tell that story.
Okay.
I've cleared this. So there's many guest stars in this film, which are already announced, so I'm not spoiling anything. There is a Sir Paul McCartney. There's a Garth Brooks. There is a Dave Grohl. A bunch of nobodies. And
know any of these people.
there is a Sir Elton John. And my scene, one of my scenes, is with Sir Elton John. So there's a live audience, and I'm also in the movie with Wee Man from Jackass, which is very cool. A, he's my friend, and B, now people will finally know that we're not the same fucking person.
Have you ever seen Bruce Wayne and Batman together in the same place?
Exactly. So we're doing the scene, which once again, not hard to figure out what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And Elton is in it, and it's a live audience, and the audience in between takes starts. I mean, some people are yelling for Elton, some people start yelling for Wee Man, and then some people start going, Brad Williams, and I start waving to the audience, and the audience, like they start going nuts, and some more people start yelling out, Brad Williams, yeah, and like clearly, Elton John has heard of Wee Man, hasn't heard of me. Because they start yelling out, Brad Williams! And then Elton John just turns to me and goes, who the fuck are you?
Amazing.
In a perfect Elton John. However you think Elton John would say that, that's how he said that.
Fucking love that.
And yeah, and I was like, I'm a comedian. I'm popular, I guess.
Well, I am so excited. Awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
I'm excited for your new tour. Dates are...
Yeah, dates are all on the website, bradwilliamscomedy.com.
How many cities this time?
Not as many cities as last time.
I was there for some of them.
2024 was 109 cities, 13 countries, 3 continents, 44 weeks. It was too much. This time is less. We're going to cut the city number in about half. It's something like a little more than 50. So yeah, and that's the Growth Spurt Tour. But yeah, go to bradwilliamscomedy.com. All the dates are there, and you could pick out those dates. Unless it's a date where we have the Spinal Tap premiere, in which I will cancel. It probably won't be. It'll probably be the same thing where it's like on a Monday or a Tuesday or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, brother. Of
course, man.
I appreciate this. This is going to be great. I had so much fun. I hope every other episode is like...
Yeah. Well, if not, I'll just pop in on every other episode and just go, who the fuck are you? To whoever the guest is.
Fantastic.